Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It's me, Dukect. How you doing this lovely evening? And well, let's get into the main topic of the show, the WWE. And everyone's like, it's hot right now. It's it's hot right now. Everything's great except if you're a lady on the main roster. And I know this from What Culture. I know people have their thoughts about What Culture, but I think that they made this here because I was going to talk about this subject. But yeah, when Lyra Vicaria won the Women's Intercontinental title, you know what she was in this week? She was in on the bench. once again, for like 3 past weeks, she has been in the crowd, backstage, not doing anything for that championship. She's just sit there and it does nothing. So it's getting to the point that these titles are just like, what are they doing? You know, and then she says, "Oh, when Tasha's gonna be fighting champion, all she's been doing is just she's been on the bench. Ivy Niles there, but I don't trust her to win because she's part of the Diamonds of the Rough, aka American Made, aka the Balkan Skull Collective. Just complete losers and never really get victories. And then she does anything. She has a video like the here right here says of the article says pretty much she's been in a backstage promo, a video package, and then she was on in the crowd. And then the next month, she's going to be in action in the Elimination Chamber qualifying match. What about her championship? This is a newly won championship. It is history, and the powers that be in WWE, namely, Paul Levesque, doesn't see anything with that Intercontinental title. At this point, what are you doing with this title? What are you doing with I would say and they said the US champion, but the US champion has been fighting with the same person for the past multiple weeks. Chelsea Green has done not once but twice, but it's been mentioned and more mentioned, BFAB, and mentioned again. And I think that is gonna get where are the other ladies there? I know they're building up Piper Niven to do it, which is nice, but I'm like, if they're all going after the U.S. Championship, but by the way, who's going after the WWE Women's Championship? Uh, who's doing that? Who is going after Tiffany Stratton? Nobody. Maybe Charlotte Flair, but that's WrestleMania is what, a couple months away. This is the problem of just the women's division has no real direction. And that is a frustrating thing because look at that roster, and you tell me right now that roster could not be, they could do so much better with that roster because that roster, ladies and gentlemen, is something really good. It could be something great, but the problem is that they don't know how to use their, people there. You have a new championship. Why is she not defending that title? Why is she just sitting there in the crowd every week? Is she injured? If the answer is no, then why are you not using her or something? You got we got to cook and everything. Sometimes you just need to just go and have someone fight for it. If she's a fighting champion, open challenge. Why not have an open challenge for the belt and start it every night on Monday Night Raw and have she win the championship every week? Something to do and have her, face the women from from the lower to the big time and everything else. And you have people like maybe Ivy now getting a little pissed off and she lost and then bam, she hits like you start the whole thing there and then at Elimination Chamber, you have an Intercontinental Championship match. Ivy Nile versus that in like a rematch or so. And she loses, and Ivy loses and such. But if you keep Victoria there, and then you build up, and then bam, you have Becky Lynch or something return, and Becky Lynch versus Valkyria at WrestleMania, and away you go. You build that up, and you have maybe she continues to really have her be the Seth Rollins when it was 2018 and such. Remember Seth Rollins? People loved him when he was in the Continental Champion. Have her be that. Be that she is going to keep winning and being a focal point of that roster and such. Make her feel important. That is something that the WWE they have the roster to do so. WWE has the roster to actually do something with her. And instead, they're just saying, well, no, they're not doing anything with her. And the only thing right now, what they're doing is, right now they're having uh, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky, which is like, oh, Liv Morgan was going to be in an elimination chamber match, and then guess what? Um, you know, Liv Morgan got help with the help of all this stuff. Morgan, trick Ripley to hitting her. She gets into the spot in the main event. Fine. I'm getting the feeling they're gonna have Liv Morgan. Maybe they're teasing it, but I would not be surprised that this will be the match at Mania. Not Io Sky, but it will be Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley again, and it's getting to the point of John Cena, Randy Orton stuff. It can keep like they just kept match after match, and the crowds love it at first, but it's gonna slowly turn, and especially at WrestleMania crowds and such. They maybe priced them out, but it can get to a point of like we get it. It's going back and forth and back and forth, and they become a rival or something like, oh, we're gonna be this big rivalry, and then the crowds by like the fifth or sixth time they fight, the crowd will crap on it, and they will have all these exposés of all of the, oh man, the wrestling fans are so sexist or whatever. No, it is the reason why they're at this way. It's because they've been you have made only one match over and over and over again. You have not actually built anything up. This is a problem. And I think that a lot of people see that right now. And if they don't see it, it's crazy because you look at that women's roster. What are you doing with that roster? It seems like they're just like they're stuck in this molasses. And I mean, yeah, I hate the fact people say, well, they'll use the worst thing about this is when you look at it, they'll use NXT as a cover. Like, well, NXT, which is bull BS. You shouldn't use NXT as a bulwark, as a what's the word I'm looking for? As a cover. They're using it as cover to say, to say, hey, we have everything else here. Like, oh, we're doing good here. No, you're not doing good here. You're not doing good, and that's the problem with this Raw women's division or SmackDown's. In fact, both main rosters divisions. It's like again back in the 2010s, 11s, and 12s when you had when NXT like 2014 and 15 and 16 they were so good. Our television, both men and women had a really big presence on the show. It felt like a actual thing, and WE main roster sucked. It's getting to that point again, and majority of and I'm gonna say this, not just the women, I'm gonna say the guys too. Who the young talent? The only thing is Braun Breaker, and even then, I feel like he's not really doing much. And he's just waiting the championship to change hands to like Sheamus or whatever at WrestleMania or something. I think that's the story for them. And even then, you look at that main event roster, it is a lot of old folks. A lot of old folks and a lot of people who are on the on the part-time schedule. Cena, you have Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins might not be around for a while. I mean, he's not gonna be there forever. With his injuries, Drew McIntyre, he's pissing off like he does not want to do a few with Damien Priest, who by the way is 40. By the way, he's 40 plus. L.A. Knight, he's 40 plus. I mean, who was the only one in that Rumble was on that position? The best person on that Royal Rumble was like Jacob Fatu, and he's turned 33. Honestly, they need to do something because they have to really start building these new stars. Same thing. I mean, the men and the women. It just feels like they're all like that stagnant. But it all it takes. And I don't want this to happen. No, I don't want this to happen. Please don't let it happen. But what happens when there's a huge injury bug that happens at WrestleMania, like what happened with WrestleMania 32, where you have your big stars, your big huge stars, men and women are like, oh, they're all hurt, and you haven't established anyone else. You got like 5 or 6 months to reestablish or establish your talent because if you don't, they're gonna be like, man, we're not gonna watch this. You're just holding that thing down. They should be building up people like Carmella Hayes. They should be building up guys like I think Braun Baker or Ludwig Kaiser. You see who else that needs that build up. There's a many other people who need that build up. Men, women. Uh, I would say Jade, but she's already. I think she's built up already. I don't think they trust her or whatever. Bianca's already built up. She's basically their Sting. Like if you remember WCW, if Sting like, oh, we can't put you in the main event, we'll put you in the tag team. She is a utility player. She could be in the main event if she wants to, and if she wants to be in the main event, she could be. Boom, she's instantly in that main event. She could be in a tag team. She could be in a mid card feud. She could put anything else. So that's only one. That's a very rare thing. But right now, the women's division needs these young stars to pick themselves up. And I don't think another Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley feud is going to help right now. And I look at the same thing. Supposedly, rumor has it that you have Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Just a three-way bunch of lads match who they just are not really like what's there. They all like it feels like a championship match that is not really a championship match. If you put that world title match, a world championship there, it will actually elevate it. But if it's just like that, and you're not, and the worst part is, are they going to elevate anyone else here? Are they going to elevate anybody in that division? Are they going to elevate people in that type of in that situation? Are they going to build up? That's the question. And by the way, if you want to call in, you know, to the lounge, here is the link in the description. All you have to do, look at the link. You can always put that here in here. You can put that on top here. You can go in, click the link. If you have a headset microphone, you can do that. You can call it. You can reach out to me, Duke CT, if you want to do that. But if you want to do something, old school, so this is a radio show. Remember, just to get the stuff here, the dial number is 605-562-0444. The number is 605-562-0444. And the show ID connecting me, Duke CT, is 92417. Once again, the show ID is 92417. I'll put that in the chat room for you, the people, to see and call in if you want to call in. But you could use you know, all that stuff here. You know, that's what you if you want to do if you have a cell phone right there if you do. But I suggest if you want to do just the regular way, if you want to do the not regular but a more easier way to do it, click the link there and you could just like, hey, talk to me and talk to me and all that good stuff. Anyway, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But when I'm back to the point, WE has been really it is frustrating because they should. By the way, the person doing this is Scott Carlson, by the way, from White Culture, and I think that is just the problem is, and another thing right there. And if I want to get back to it, is that I think White Culture does make a point that the babyface run of Charlotte Flair, no one wanted Charlotte Flair to win, but the problem is she was booed. It's amazing how much the hatred of that was Charlotte Flair. She was gone for most of the year, but people, I think the reason why they booed her is because I think they see the women's division. They're just like, oh goodness, Charlotte Flair. They want to connect to someone like Valkyria. They want to connect with, Io Sky and Dakota Kai and Kairi Sane and all the other ladies that have not really reached up to that percent. Oh, I think they still want to connect to the pure fusion collector, even though they're completely garbage. That is the issue. Is that they don't have a chance to, and when they do, yeah, I don't think that it's a problem. Is that she can't be she's at this point. I hate to say it. She reminds me of the Dr. Britt Baker. And I'm like, she is so. That's the problem. It's like they are like. I think the division has passed them by, and even if they have talents in other ways, it's just like I'm like, no, we don't want to see you anymore. You should just get your Hall of Fame and just go away. And that's sad, but that's what most people are feeling right now. Most people are doing, are feeling that right now. They're feeling that, oh boy, here we are. And that's when the issue is, that's what the issues are, ladies and gentlemen. Is that Raw and SmackDown in the women's division are just stuck in molasses and everything is passing by. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon with the creative direction. That's the most frustrating thing is creative direction. I can't see WWE getting better because I feel like everything else will be like it's just filler, and I hate that. I hate the fact that there's like there's no real way to actually make things better at WWE because they're just like, well, we're hot right now. We're hot. We can do what we want. We're perfect. We're good. We're awesome. We're this, that, and the third. This is a problem. And the arrogance, ladies and gentlemen, the absolute arrogance will burn them. It burned AEW recently. It's burned, many TNA and such. It burned Ring of Honor, burned WE, and many times points as well. It burned WCW too. So just because you're hot right now does not mean you're going to be hot forever. And you need to start building your stars now because right now, the young people right now, I feel that is actually interesting and good. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, it is Braun Breaker, Ludwig Kaiser, Jacob Fatu for the guys. That's it. Um, and for the ladies, Valkyria, Sky, and you know that's not NXT by the way. And you know that's it. I mean, there's nothing really. I mean, I like Chelsea Green, but she's not gonna be there forever. Piper Niven, same thing. There is the young folk. I think BFAB should get that next opportunity and have a run with it. Because if you don't, you are going to lose, and you're going to lose badly. People are going to be like, again, the worst case scenario is that we have all these people get hurt or injured, and next thing you know, you're going to need to like, oh gosh, it's like WrestleMania or SummerSlam or insert PLE here, and you need 5 matches to fill because you filled out rest commercials. Those matches are going to be important because the crowd does not care, and they're like, I don't care who these people are. And eventually look at just the ticket sales, but also they're going to be shown in the ratings. They'll show in the merch and everything else. In fact, it'll be really messed up merch because all the people you're gonna be the most top sellers will probably be like either they're gonna be on break or they're gonna be like if they get hurt or whatever. That is what's gonna happen. They need to start building up stars now. If not, like I said, and I could just talk about the Roman Reigns, no, not that, but the uh Raw feed is unwatchable on Netflix. But yeah, um, I could I could keep talking about that, but that was gonna happen eventually. So I mean that's what it is, and until I see anything, until that actually like really gets to that point, because Monday Night Raw, the ratings have been going dipping because people are like they're talking and talking and talking. The talking is good. I'm like it's fine, but at what point you gotta see these young stars not just talking in the ring, but actually go into the ring and actually do something. If not, well, then I'm like, well, I mean, I said this before, and I'll say this again. The sad part is WE, AEW, you can say TNA and all that type of stuff. They are the only consistent shows on television right now. But do not think just because they're consistent does not mean they're not prone to being canceled. Netflix has a quick trigger. And I guarantee you, if WE stuff continues to drop and it keeps going, people are like, oh, the WE's like it's too big to. All right, they will cancel it, and they will move on. Because do not think that way. People have this uptype that they think that WE is untouchable. They're not. They're touchable. They have been touched before, and believe you me, if they don't get if the ratings on Raw don't continue to go down, and the stuff from NXT International and SmackDown, when all that type of stuff continues to go down. I mean, the PLE got like 10. It was top 10, which is nice. But once that stuff, the PLEs and everything else, slowly gets into Netflix after they leave on Peacock and such, when that happens, and that stuff, including WrestleMania, doesn't crack the top 15. Yeah, that deal, Netflix is like, they'll probably find. Trust me, the Netflix lawyers will find that loophole. It's not crazy. It's just like history. That's just history, man. And history and the streaming wars, man, they're more cutthroat than they're more cutthroat than the people realize, man. They're more cutthroat than like Fox back in the day. They're more cutthroat than you know most of these TVs. They're if you're not succeeding, they're dying. You will be. They will cut you, and no one will. They're like, man, it'll be quick. But that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Could be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. But I want to hear your thoughts and everything else. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be right back right after this, and I can be talking after this little musical break. Thanks to OC Remix. We're gonna be talking about Fantastic Four, the teaser trailer, my thoughts, my thoughts, and hopefully how good it is and everything else. And here's hoping that this will not, hopefully, and hopefully pray that Captain America 4 doesn't kill Marvel off until this thing comes out. So, all right. So we're going to take a little break. We'll be right back here on Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for listening to me, Duke CT. We'll be right back right after this.
The first ingredient are right in the
It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
Well, it looks like talk about glory, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back, feeling glorious, and like Marvel feels right now as a trailer. First Steps clears 20 million. 24-hour target, best for Marvel's non-sequel. And you know what? This is a teaser trailer. And by the way, probably it's one of the most third best. You had like was over Deadpool Wolverine 365 million. Spider No Way Home 355 million. It's a best Marvel Studios has ever seen try for a non-sequel movie, which is good. It's okay. It's the Fantastic Four First Steps looks actually pretty good. It has the connection of the 1960s, and I like the aesthetic, but I hate the fact they're gonna end that aesthetic at the end of the film, which is going to really suck because honestly, I think the 60s, the 60s was probably the best time for the Fantastic Four. I'm not much of a Fantastic Four reader. I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm being honest. Being honest. And man, I mean, I just like I haven't watched read any new ones. I'm probably gonna start getting one of those comic subscriptions if I do it. I want to see the best of Fantastic Four and everything because you know because I do like the idea of that superhero family. I mean, you have movies based on that, like you have The Incredibles, which is basically the Disney version of the Fantastic Four. And I think they're having this a sequel too, which I'm like, okay. But yeah, it's it's very interesting. The movie is, I think that you know, ooh, oh boy, looks like I'm gonna be snow this Tuesday around the DMV, the DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Everyone, start get your salt ready and your shovels. But yeah, but this looks really good. I hope the Fantastic Four looks good, and it looks something I hope that they actually are. Because again, that trailer and it looked a little bit, it looked good. Ben actually looks like Ben, and it looks like he's acting a little bit like that. I didn't mind the Tim Story movies. I think they were fine for what they were, but I think they actually really hit it here. And it's a lot better than the previous one in 2015, where you had them act like complete and total idiots, just horrible people. Legitimately, I honestly I couldn't root for any single one of those characters. Not a single one. And then when Doom just showed up and started blowing people up in their minds with looking like the worst cosplay, scratch that. I seen OC cosplays during MagFest. How around that time and now that looks 10 times better and interesting. Whatever what they did to in that Fan Four Stick movie. I mean, I see better original characters, people who actually don't have the costume designs or the millions of dollars that these studios have, and they made that look crappy. I've seen like people, I feel like, man, just give one of those cosplayers or whatever, and they'd be like, hey, they would have made a Doctor Doom thing connected to that whole thing look much better and probably would make more interesting, yeah, at least the way it was. Help making me write the script or direct, because at least the whole Fan Four Stick, it was a debacle, and good lord, there's many a video and many a story talking about that one. So yeah, the Fantastic Four trailer did well, and I hope that they, not only that, but with Marvel Rivals, with the Fantastic Four, and I've been playing Marvel Rivals on my Xbox Series One. That's fun and nice. I play that, Call of Duty, and Indiana Jones and such. Man, those are good games and everything. I played them, really good times, and I'm like, and I'm like, man, I look at Marvel Rivals like they're getting more love to the characters and showing how much they connect. And I sit there, I see how Peter Parker interacts with like Sue Storm. I'm like, man, I hate the fact that they really, because I really think Spider Man and Fantastic Four just really are the most connected family, man. And you know, I know Spider Man's a loner, but man, he was always there for him, and I love that about Spider Man. That stuff. Reading the comics and stuff, and some of the stories I put my hands on, the Fantastic Four and Spider Man, I really have that good connection, and I hope they really start doing stuff with that because they do have that really good family connection with them, and that is something I want to see. And the one thing I also want to be wondering is what the Superman thing is because uh, right here, because it got over 250 million when it came out. It was the most viewed trailer in both DC and Warner Brothers, and it's coming out at the same time. Also, you got Jurassic. See, what's that thing? Jurassic World Rebirth again. So they're doing three big films all in that time period. You have uh, let's see. I think Jurassic World is Jurassic World Rebirth. When is that coming out? I think it's, let me just see. When is that coming out? I think Jurassic World Rebirth. It is a standalone sequel to Jurassic Park. So okay, so yeah, it is July 2nd. The Fantastic Four, I believe, is when's that going to come out? The Fantastic Four, First Steps. I think. Let me just see. Let's see. First Steps. When is that coming out? I believe it's coming out this year. It is going to be July 25th. And Superman. Let me just see. Let's see. When does that movie come out? Let's see. July 11th. So yeah, you got July 11th. Let's see. You have Jurassic World that comes out in July 2nd. Superman July 11th, and then uh, uh, Fantastic Four First Steps the 25th, July 25th. So it's going to be a very tight um, July. And I would not be surprised if one of those movies do actually move. But I think that's what's going to probably happen. I think they're going to move. They're going to move. Um, they're going to move. The date. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Superman moves it up. I think since I think probably they already got the most production stuff done. It took an entire year, which is something I am very happy for. I am very, 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 very happy for. Um, I think that they did like they really did the whole production, make it look good. So I think they're gonna do pre-production, post-production, and get all the sounds and edit the film and do all the stuff. And I wouldn't be surprised if they are gonna move it up a bit. I think they're gonna probably move it up, probably in June. I think that would probably be a best solution. Move it up a month. I think if they move it up a month, I think that probably be for the best if they do that. I think there is going to be, one movie is going to move up or move back because I think that's way too much stuff there, way too much of a you know stuff that is actually going to you know too much of a log jam of the movies, and I think that's going to hurt a lot of folk. That's going to hurt. Uh, you know, uh, you know, it's going to hurt the you know ways to finally have just superheroes and such these movies. So I think the smart thing to do, and I think this one thing they should do is probably not have all these movies come at the around the same time. Have one of these movies breathe. I think that's probably the smart decision they should do. Or they just think that maybe the best thing to do is competition. So I think that's what's going to be really interesting to see. Um, yeah. So that's just my personal, you know, thoughts there. I think it looks good, but we all have been fooled by trailers before. And I hope they actually land it. But I think they rushed it too much because I think that this was a good teaser trailer. I like the fact they have Herbie in there, and like I said, the '60s aesthetics looks great. And I think at the end of the day, this could be something what Marvel needs right now, a total reboot and start there. And I think that's something that they do need. And I would not be surprised if they um you know reboot from there since I think Captain America 4 is going to bomb. Let me just see. Let's see. Let's see how the box office tracking. Let's see. It looks like it might be. Let me say. This is 2 weeks ago. Let me just see if I can put this up. Let's look at this now. Let's see, where is it? There we are. Boom. Captain America. Go back holiday. You know. By the way, Matthew McConaughey is a huge Commanders fan. It's crazy. Captain America: Brave New World scene. 95 million 4-day opening as pick hits 3 week tracking. So 95 million. That's not bad, but over 4 days. So tickets went on sale. But that here we are. It's going to be pacing 50% of Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and which opened at 11.8, over 100 million, and it's above Shang-Chi and Legend of Ten Rings. By the way, what happened to Shang-Chi? He's gone. He's in the same void where Black Adam and the Flash are. I mean, it looks nice. A lot of people are seem to be going wanting to go see it. Um, they own this could be something really good. He says, but like I said, what is it going to be in the Captain America: Brave New World? I gotta see the budget because because again, let's see is let's look at the budget by the way because you know supposedly it's 180 million, but then again, it's reported to be um supposedly over, you see, costs around 180 million. But when you have you know they are taking out, which is good. I mean, they are taking the stuff for 180 million. Like, it used to be 270 million, 212 million, and all the other stuff. So yeah, but the problem is, I mean, look at the reshoots they had. They the reshoots and all this other stuff here. I just like I worry because if that does not, I mean, they have to get at least, last I checked, around these big movies, you have to have, you know, not just the cost to make the movie, but also the marketing and all this marketing and from TV spots, radio spots, web stuff on the internet, you know all this other stuff. So I think they need to make at least around 300 to maybe four, which is insane. I mean, think about it. They would have to make at least half a billion to break even, because I guarantee those reshoots did cost a pretty penny. Plus, had to do all extra CGI and such, and all the other stuff. Those poor people who work in the CGI stuff, man, the VFX people. I feel bad for them. And if this Captain America: Brave New World, which I, I mean, there are people who want to go see it, and I'm like, hey, that's God bless them and such. But I'm like, it takes 190 and everything else, the tracking. But yeah, God bless him. But man, I don't know. I just don't know. I hope, you hope for the best and you prepare for the worst. You understand? Yeah. But anyway, thanks you for much for listening. It's been a very fun, very positive episode. Thank you so much for listening. If you like and subscribe, all that good stuff, for the next Dukey Lounge next week. But also, I will be doing some video game live streams probably on Saturday, because I haven't done one in a while. So I can get back into the saddle, as it were, get back into the stuff here, to play some games, to have some fun, to get back into it and, do some good live streaming action. So that's what, get back into that and just vibe and just relax and continue to, you know, watch the world explode or implode, you know, as it were. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's Duke CT here. Peace and love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.